As a longtime fan of sitcoms that take place in high-end workplaces, I must say the dynamics between characters always fascinate me. And let me tell you, the love story between Maya Gallo and Elliot DeMauro from Just Shoot Me was quite an unusual pairing, to put it mildly. They were as different as chalk and cheese. There's she, a neurotic romantic. He, a womanizer who often hooked up with models. It's no wonder their relationship never seemed to fit well within the show. Characters in our beloved sitcoms frequently develop into people we grow fond of emotionally. This bond allows us to celebrate their victories and celebrations, but it also makes us feel their sorrows and heartaches deeply. No matter how much humor a sitcom offers, the emotional investment from viewers is typically greater when it comes to the romantic relationships between main characters. At their best, these relationships bring us immense joy when they unite and embody the perfect relationships we aspire to see. However, on the flip side, when beloved sitcom characters end up with the wrong person, these elements can become sore spots for fans. For one, they can last for 6 weeks or even entire seasons, increasing our frustrations with every episode. If you've ever felt this way about a character in a sitcom, it's probably a clear indication of just how much the show and the character mean to you. As a tribute to all the challenging romantic entanglements we've witnessed in our beloved sitcoms, let me share a collection of on-screen couples whose initial pairings seemed questionable at best.
Well, they had questioned when he questioned about what was in Raw and Unaffected, and say you were a wild fact setting that you have dealt with that individual.
I'm sorry, you could well. Beyond the show's hilarious antics and recurring humor, the captivating mystery at the heart of the popular sitcom, How I Met Your Mother, lay in our anticipation of who Ted's eventual wife and mother of his child would be. This suspense elevated every romantic entanglement Ted found himself in, as each new relationship sparked speculation. Could this woman, or maybe the one? Although many fans rooted for Robin, Kobe Smulders, there were other love interests of Ted's that fans admired as well. Sadly, Zoe wasn't among them. At least not for the majority of fans. Jennifer Morrison, famously known for her role as Cameron on House, portrayed Zoe. Their relationship with Ted started off turbulently. This was due to Zoe being an activist against the demolition of Arcadian, a project Ted was chosen to redesign. Already having differing views, second at odds, but it was also because of Zoe's married status to a captain and her tendency towards self-centeredness that prevented a deep connection between her and Ted compared to other characters he'd interacted with. Pioneering the mockumentary style, within sitcoms, The Office has gained worldwide recognition as a cherished comedy series by audiences everywhere. Although its American adaptation was based on the original British production, it has since paved the way for a new female-led version. However, this reboot faces too strong and super a challenge in surpassing the popularity of Steve Carell's acclaimed portrayal. And despite the numerous comical escapades, Michael and Jan were not among Joe's memorable romantic pairings. In the series, their relationship often caused turmoil, which eventually resulted in substantial character progression and numerous chaotic scenes. Following the controversial dinner party episode, it was clear that they were an unsuitable pair in various aspects. As the story unfolded, many viewers disapproved of Jan's control over Michael and her overbearing behavior, such as when they cohabited, for instance. And this is the first design bonus and the problem of the armor, the windows, the new assignments, state line from the armor. If we regard previous shows as being legendary, then Seinfeld certainly belongs to that esteemed group. Boasting Jerry Seinfeld's exceptional comedic prowess, the series could be seen as an over-the-top and fictional tribute to his life as a stand-up comic. Conversely, Owain, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, provided an intellectual counterpart
with the storyline starting a past relationship.
Played by again. They were drawn to each other and frequently depicted as a well-matched pair in various scenes, suggesting their strong bond. However, viewers admired them together. The characters also demonstrated them a strong sense of individuality, which eventually caused them to end their romantic relationship and return to friendship. This approach to handling their relationship was distinctive, yet some felt it lacked realism. For quite some time before Sex and the City gained popularity, Cheers has been holding the title of a beloved show. Today it's recognized as a classic sitcom and it continues to be cherished by its dedicated fans. Notably, Rebecca Howe and Robin Colcord didn't join the cast until after season 5, marking them as relative newcomers in the series with already established careers. And said in conversation, in the popular series, Kirstie Alley played Robin, a business person who appeared successful, while Roger Rees portrayed Rebecca, known for her ambition and desire for luxury. Their union, however, was frequently clouded by dramatic twists that sometimes outshone the show's humor and generally cheerful atmosphere. When Robin's deceitful actions led to his arrest for white-collar offenses, Rebecca came to truly understand his character and decided to part ways, a move that pleased many spectators at the time. Regrettably, both actors portraying them have since passed away. In the series The Office, another relationship that didn't always sit well with fans was the one between Andy, played by Ed Helms, and Aaron, portrayed by Ellie Kemper and Red Federal Live. Portrayed by some of the most important times without the ability to note across the department that completely outraged was suggesting that perhaps their union was not destined from the start. And from the get-go, our personalities and aspirations were like oil and water. I, being a bit immature and craving for attention, was as different as night and day for Erin's traditional nature and her longing for stability. This fundamental difference led to frequent misunderstandings and left us struggling to find common ground in our communication. By season 9, their separation felt inevitable, almost as if it had been destined all along. And the difference that we see, some of this back in the day, I found myself captivated by the groundbreaking series, That 70s Show, a television gem that catapulted numerous actors into the stratosphere of stardom. One such shining star was Mila Kunis, who at the time was so youthful and ambitious that she fibbed about her age to secure her spot on this iconic show. Humorously explicit and skillfully delivered, the series was famous not only for its humor, but also for the numerous relationships the characters frequently entered and exited. Kunis's character, Jackie, was one of those known for these romantic entanglements. Yet her relationship with Fez on the show often left viewers feeling ambivalent. And Vest throughout the series, Fez, portrayed by Wilmer Valderrama, harbored feelings for Jackie, yet by the time he had an opportunity to pursue her, she was involved with both Kelso, Ashton Kutcher, Anne Hyde, Danny Masterson. As he grew from these encounters, Fez remained somewhat immature and one-sided in his feelings for Jackie, and their connection never flourished into a deep or balanced relationship. However, they did become involved towards the end of the show, even though that 90s show later revealed that they parted ways afterwards. For many years, Frasier, a well-known spin-off from Cheers, stood out as one of the most celebrated and watched sitcoms ever made. This show focused on Dr. Frasier Crane's big life after he left Boston to work as a radio psychiatrist in Seattle. Over the years, it gained a massive following and became a cherished program due to its exceptional performances and memorable characters. In fact, it was so popular that it was revived at one point. While Frasier's romantic life frequently grabbed attention, his brother, Dr. Niles, and Crane
former David Hyde Pierce, and his love interest Daphne, Jane Leaves, often stole the show.
Both older and $18 million individuals. Despite the strong preference among fans for Niles and Daphne to be together, their relationship was met with disdain due to Daphne's serious relationship with Donnie. For a prolonged period, it appeared that Niles would have to let go of his feelings for Daphne and bear witness to her happiness with Donnie. However, the situation took a significant turn when Niles and Daphne acknowledged their affection for one another, resulting in a drastic shift in events. And regarding Cheers, once more, it's worth mentioning that Sam Malone, Ted Danson, and Diane Chambers, Shelley Long, another couple from the series, were not a perfect match. Despite the popularity as a TV couple, the contrasting personalities made them an unlikely pair. Sam was known for his rugged charm, but could be boorish at times, while Diane, an intellectual with a taste for sophistication, was often at odds with his simplicity. Although they appeared quite different from one another, their romantic connection lasted for a considerable period, marked by periods of reconciliation followed by splits. Despite the tumultuous nature of their relationship, it began to seem as though they were somehow meant for each other over time. However, unfortunately, their story did not reach its conclusion, as the series finale saw them parting ways instead. Among the many delightful aspects of How I Met Your Mother, my personal favorite has to be Barney, the charismatic ladies' man with a knack for pushing boundaries and testing moral witness. Despite his questionable actions, he always seemed to reveal an unexpected depth of emotion when it truly mattered. However, his romantic journey with Robin, while entertaining for some viewers, was not universally accepted by all audience members. And firstly, Robin and Ted shared a deep history, leading many to believe they were destined for each other. Back in its time, Will and Grace was a groundbreaking television series renowned for challenging norms by featuring significant LGBT representation on mainstream TV. This highly successful and hilarious sitcom brought iconic characters to life, such as Eric McCormick, Deborah Messing, and Sean Hayes, who were all admired for their roles. The show was later revived and garnered numerous Emmys and other prestigious awards during the late 90s and early aughts. Physically, and throughout the show's run, it wasn't just the lead duo that stole the spotlight. Other characters played crucial roles, with Will's romantic entanglement with Vince becoming one of the most impactful storylines in later seasons. Initially, their relationship seemed like a dream come true for fans, but it wasn't long before they experienced a series of highs, lows, culminating in some deeply emotional episodes. By the end, their split was mutual yet heart-wrenching for both characters, leaving neither in a state of happiness. If there's no longer going on one of television's most celebrated sitcoms, The Big Bang Theory masterfully blended sharp humor, exceptional writing, science, and a unique take on nerd culture. Starring Jim Parsons, Kaylee Cuoco, and Johnny Galecki as Leonard Hofstadter, the show sparked debate among viewers due to the portrayal of Leonard's relationship with Priya, and many fans found less appealing compared to other romantic storylines. A minute least and stuff to talk about the people in the minute leaf, and so you have Aid 4-7, and the explanation for this situation is clear. From the very start of the series, Penny has been the center of Leonard's romantic interests. Given her immense popularity as a sitcom character, yet when their relationship didn't work out and Leonard started exploring other options, it seemed incongruous that he would choose someone so different from Penny. Priya, an exceptionally talented lawyer, had her fair share of dominating traits, and unfortunately she deceived Leonard in the end. However, it wasn't just her infidelity
that irked viewers. It was when she forbade Leonard from spending time with Penny. This restriction, which fans felt hindered the potential reconciliation between Leonard and Penny, made Priya intolerable to many communications are secret for injuries, which includes contractions with global members of communication and reconciliations with many communications indices, which is not reconciled.
Back in the day, one of the finest sitcoms was Spin City, which humorously portrayed the chaotic lives of the mayor of New York's staff, with Michael J. Fox playing Mike Flaherty. The show was incredibly funny and boasted a terrific ensemble cast. Unfortunately, when Mike and Caitlin, played by Heather Locklear, got together on the show, it didn't turn out well. And looking back, perhaps it shouldn't have happened at all. In season 4, Caitlin made her appearance and had a contentious relationship with Mike due to their differing views. This frequent conflict led to ongoing work difficulties for them.
Moreover, this dynamic altered the storyline of the show in significant ways, diluting its initial appeal and humor. Regrettably, Michael J. Fox's health issues eventually necessitated his departure from the series, opening up the role for Charlie Sheen as a new character, Charlie Crawford.
In the late 90s, he had another popular sitcom set in a sophisticated work environment was called Just Shoot Me. This time the humor came from the employees at a fictitious fashion magazine. The series boasted an impressive ensemble, spearheaded by comedians like David Spade, George Segal, and Wendy Malick. Yet, it was the development of a romance between two characters that seemed ill-advised. Of seeing and building a difference among them was Maya Gallo, Laura San Giacomo, the daughter of the magazine's wealthy and peculiar owner. Despite her somewhat neurotic and generally honorable nature, she didn't mesh easily with the magazine's head photographer, Elliot DeMauro, Enrico Colantoni. They had significant differences, as she was a romantic at heart, while he frequently pursued relationships with the models he photographed for the magazine covers. Maybe somebody, this is the nomination of the evidence, the defense that we see. We conclude with Friends, an iconic series that has proven its longevity through the years. The tragic passing of a prominent cast member, Matthew Perry, left fans worldwide heartbroken, yet the show remains in focus as new details unfold regarding the case. Despite Chandler and Monica being a beloved couple from it, along with Ross and Rachel, Rachel and Joey never managed to form that romantic duo. In the later stages of their relationship, when it appeared as though Ross and Rachel had permanently parted ways, things took an unexpected turn. The shift began when Rachelson moved in with Joey for convenience. Over time, either due to their close bond or shared living space, Joey found himself growing affectionate towards her. However, when they decided to experiment with being the couple, it quickly became clear that this was a misstep, not only for the characters, but also for the narrative of the show. In an exclusive conversation with Digital Spy, executive producer Kevin S. Bright shared the reasons behind the cast's opposition to a Friends reunion, as explained by Matt LeBlanc. Initially, Matt LeBlanc expressed reluctance towards that particular plotline. He strongly objected to it, arguing that as Ross's friend, the kind of friend Joey is wouldn't dare steal someone's friend else's girlfriend on vulnerability quickly. Ultimately, the public's response validated LeBlanc's assessment that the duo wasn't meant to be long-term. Luckily, they terminated their tumultuous relationship swiftly following their initial attempt. In a final episode of the renowned series, Ross and Rachel had reconciled once more.